This video today was made possible by one of our researchers, Valentin Johnny Beholder, and he sent me this tip to take a look at this, and sure enough he found something quite spectacular in my estimation. See what you think. Alright, here's how we all start out in life. A zygote, you're just the sperm and egg. Then it starts to develop, 8-cell stage, it turns into a ball. Now the blastula is where it's round ball like this, and I'm going to explain that to you and show you some other examples of this in a minute. And that ball is hollow, and then eventually it collapses and you form your abdominal cavity, and that's gastrulation they call it. And now I'm going to show you what they look like as they start to fuse together. And what will happen is at that particular seam will crack open. I'm going to prove this to you, so stick with me. Okay, before we can get too deep into this, I need to give you just a quick understanding of the anatomy we're dealing with. This is what's called, these are called blastulas. And normally they're round balls, just like, it looks like a basketball, of cells. And when they turn into the abdominal cavity, they collapse. So the ball, just think of a basketball going flat and then inverting. You ever see one that looks like a cup? And then the cup comes around and it fuses right at this point here. Now, I call that the vegetal seam. And that seam splits when petrification happens to a creature, and I will prove that to you right now. Alright, this is obviously a vagina, and it is in the ground, which is a giant in the ground, and I told you I would prove to you that that vegetal seam splits, and there it is right there. That little tiny split there. You see it? See if you look really careful? This is a Tracian cave. And we could say, oh, they carved it. They didn't carve that. This is absolutely 100% organic, and it was alive and a creature. And I'm going to show you another one, because by the time we get to the end of what I have to show you, that's all I can say. You see that? That's a vagina. And that's one of the deep, I think it is the deepest cave in the earth. And it goes straight down, and this is that vegetal seam. You see, it's like a matty sort of material. That's where this part of the vagina and the top seam together in the abdominal cavity. You see these stripes here, all across here? Those are, that's the vegetal tissue. And those are the vegetal folds. Now I'm going to show you, you saw the other stuff, how this stuff fuses together, and that's the fusing spot. And that would split open if you know, it's shown the small ones, you know, they split open. And I mean, this goes thousands and thousands and thousands of feet. And so all I can say is we're dealing with things that we just never, ever considered. So open your mind. Don't go crazy here. Hold on a second. All right, that's your vaginal folds. That is what we're seeing, those stripes that are all around that cave. I'm sorry, that's just what it is. And what will happen is they'll get different color variations as you go up because of the way they, the blood and so forth settles. Okay, does this look familiar? You've been here before. We all have. This is the birth process. All right, you start off in the ovaries and your little balls of cells. And as you divide and move down the fallopian tube into the uterus, you the cells begin to continue to progress, and then it attaches to the uterine wall and becomes a fetus, and the placenta and so forth, and umbilical cord begins to attach and all that business. Now, what I want you to take away from this is the structure. You see these little fruity, little feathery things, and they suck the egg in. And then it starts to move through this type of and you see this structure here, and it comes around the other side. That's both of the ovaries. Now, so you have a big red mass in the center, and they attach up here, and then this is your uterus. Now, I'm going to show you some things that that pertain to this. Okay, this is fascia, and it's a web of these tiny little fibers that completely cover every single organ and tissue. I mean, every fiber, every tendon, every muscle, every cell touches this web of fascia. It's called the myofascia system. It was always thought it was nothing, but it is extremely important, and I believe it is the communication system throughout the body that sends the signals through it, just like it does fiber optics. It's filled with little water-filled tubes. Now you should go on YouTube and look at this video. It's called Strolling Under the Skin. Outstanding. And this is all new research. Alright, we're going to look in a little closer here, but what I want you to see is this little black dot here. And it looks like it's streaming away. You see the little black trail away from it there? I don't know how well you'd be able to see that here. But what I want you to take away is we looked at the shape of the uterus. Now, let's assume that was the uterus, and that was the fallopian tubes, and they come around this way and around this way. Okay? Now, we're going to look at this very closely, but this is connective tissue that is the type of connective tissue that would attach the uterus to the body. Now, remember the fuzzy little bits that were like this? And they spit out the ovary. And you see this black trail here? Look, see where it comes from? It comes from right here. Remember we saw those little attachments? And now it starts to stream away from here. And where is it going? It's headed down in this direction here. Now let's see what is in here. You see this? You see this right there? That's exactly what cells look like when they're dividing. Exactly. You see what's around them? Now look over here. What do you see here? Look at what you see here. This cell is dividing, in my opinion. You see this? You see all this? That is what happens. They send out these fibrils into another area over here, and this is where that cell right now is beginning to form. You see it? And that's all I can tell you. You see this here? What is this all about? You see that interface? You see what's coming down here? You see over here? Look at this. Check this out. That's blood. Now where is that coming from? Let's go look. It's coming from right here that feeds the yolk, or whatever we have here. I mean, it's the nucleus of this particular cell. And look at the cell wall. Check this cell wall out. Look at that. You see that? That's the cell wall. You see this? You look at that and you say, ooh, those must be tire tracks running all over. They are not tire tracks. That is fascia. And fascia is all around this thing. And it holds, fascia attaches to everything. And this fascia is everywhere. Look, it's over here too. It's not just there. It's everywhere. And that is the connective tissue. And I'll show you, or I have already shown you, I don't know. But this is not some accidental structure. And I believe these are both cells, and I believe both of those are on their way down from the fallopian tube, which I just showed you, which is right here. That fuzzy fallopian tube, whoosh, it's shotted out there. And the other side of the fallopian tube, if we swish this all the way around, would be over here, and this is the other side of the fallopian tubes. You see, that does the same sort of thing. I can't find the exact places that it does the exact same things, but then they both sweep around from this side and that side. There's your black dot, and they come down into the uterus. That's what I'm seeing. Now, if you saw something different over here, then that's up to you, but what is this black tracing here? Why is it going in this direction? And does this change over the course of years? I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something right now. This is not a natural situation here. This is something that is literally alive and growing. And over here, this one is also. This one is starting to come around. Look, you see this? Look at this. That's blood. This is blood. This is all bodily fluids. And this has the same structure around the outside. You see this? As the one we looked at over there. They're the same things. Whoops. They're getting ready to start to grow. I'm sorry, it's just what it is. It's not something I'm making up. We're seeing what we're looking at is what we're looking at. So that's all I can say. And it's a very, very obvious that this is not some simple pattern that just erupted in the desert here. So that's what that is. Okay, my name is Roger, and I am the voice and I originated the Mudfossil original research group, and it's a group of researchers around the world. And we're not making any money on it. We're sharing our research, and we're putting forward the truth of what is being held from us. And it's true. It's not allowed. All this stuff is DNA tested, certified this way and that way, and CAT scans and anatomists, and it's not allowed in the academic system. So we're going to present this. Now, I want anyone that would like to upload this video and put it on their sites or posts or anywhere you want. I just want to be certain that no other anything is tied to my research other than the words that come out of this sounding voice. That is all that we claim. No anything else. No this and that. All right, please. What I say is what Mudfossil Original Research Group claims. And we have also on YouTube, we have the Mudfossil University. And that's this one right here. And there is a ton of videos up here. And you're welcome to go up here and look at all you want, and nobody's going to judge you, and see what you think. All right, so anyone can upload this stuff. I don't want any money. I don't want anything to do with it. You won't find any commercials on any of my stuff. Please get the information out to other people. That's all I'm asking. And don't tie me to anybody else's research. Thank you.